What's going on, everybody? Today we're gonna talk about my new bike. This is a 2016 Kawasaki Versys 1000 LT. So this is a used bike, of course. It's new for me. This bike has a 1043 cubic centimeters engine, 4-cylinder, fuel injected, 4 valves per cylinder, produces 120 horsepower at 9,000 RPM and 75.2 feet-pounds of torque at 77 RPM. This is considered like adventure touring, I assume. It's just that it has like the standard tires. I would still call it like a more sport touring with a straight-up natural riding position. Both wheels on this bike are 17-inch wheels. We have the classic front measurement tire size 120/70/17, and on the rear we have the 180/55/17 as well. It's a chain transmission, it's not a drive shaft. We got the wet weight, like including fuel, oil, everything, and the side cases as well, right at 551 pounds. That's 250 kilos. If you remove the side cases, you drop another 17 pounds. That's quite a lot. A lot of people complain about the weight. I don't think the weight is such an issue, at least not for me. I'm 6'4", 215 pounds. We have a seat height at 840 millimeters or 33.1 inch. Again, I don't have a problem with that being very tall. I can easily touch the ground and bend my legs. We have a fuel tank, pretty big one, 5.55 gallons. This is the position you see. Again, my legs, I can easily touch with both my legs. If you're here on the bike, let's talk about dash and other stuff. So on the right side we only have like the turn on and off switches. On the left side here, this bike has some options. We have the heated grips, we have the select where you can select trips, temperature, outside or engine. You have fuel economy, range, stuff like that. Pretty simple, but everything you need. We have the select and reset buttons here. We got a USB, which is an optional thing. The thing broke, but anyway. We got the gear indicator. Again, not all these bikes have a gear indicator. Also optional on this bike is the windshield. All the windshields are adjustable. You need to undo these two knobs here and then move it by hand, so you cannot do it on the go. You have to do it while you're stopped. Okay, let's do that. So I'm right-handed, my left hand is not good at all. You can just drop it like that in any position you want. This windshield also has like a double small windshield here, but again, this is aftermarket windshield. We have factory hand guards, factory adjustable clutch lever, adjustable brake lever. This crash bar is not factory, it's aftermarket. Of course, we got ABS, traction control, power modes. We have inverted forks on the front, adjustable right here, and we have the shock on the back, adjustable here. We also have the preload is adjustable. Optional, we have a tender, a battery tender. Everything else, I think it's factory. They come with this rack here, but it doesn't come with one case. That would be separate. I have a small backpack that sits here, like a special motorcycle backpack. LED tail light. Now, this side cases, they're very easy to operate. Just twist, and they're pretty big, you can fit the whole helmet. Same for the other one. Just gonna close this one. If you want to remove it, you can do that with one hand. Just lift this, pull it back. I'm just not gonna do that right now. I haven't had this bike for a long time. I did manage to put about, I don't know, a few hundred miles on it. Have an idea how it rides. It rides very good. It's ideal for my needs, but it does have some pros and cons. And talking about cons, we're gonna talk about it when I ride it more, but it's the gear ratio. The gear ratio is very, very short, especially for this bike, for what this bike should be. That's something I'm about to change. I ordered a front sprocket, like with a tooth bigger, and I will let you know how that's gonna change once I get it. Then weight, some people complain about the weight. I don't have an issue with the weight. Again, I'm pretty tall and pretty heavy. I don't have a problem carrying this bike. For me, it's pretty agile, not a big issue. What I don't like is the position of the foot pegs. They're very high for my height. Like the distance between the foot pegs and the seat is pretty high. I wish there was an adjustment or something here. Unfortunately, it's not. I also think this bike is missing a couple of things that I would have loved for it to have. One of them would be a cruise control. Of course, there are aftermarket options, and I'm about to try one, but that would be a good thing. And maybe a quick shifter. That would help a lot, considering you have to shift so many gears. But thankfully, it has a lot of pros. It has an amazing fuel economy. If you don't force it too much, you can do over 50 miles a gallon. If you ride more sportier, probably around 42. It is extremely comfortable position and comfortable seat. It's a one-piece seat. It's extremely soft. It's wide. It has a back support here for the front, for the driver. It's very small, very nice. It's not adjustable, unfortunately. I would have loved my seat to be a little higher for my height. Again, it has amazing torque. You can just put it in 6th gear at 40 miles an hour and just, that's it. You would not have to go through the gearbox. It has a adjustable rear shock, like very accessible, like we talked about. Now, I cannot verify that as I didn't have the bike for too long, but people say it's extremely reliable. Not many issues reported. The engine is very reliable, the bike is very reliable. The quality of the bike, it's very good, like the bike build quality. Big gas tank, and for me, who I have a very good driving record, the insurance is very cheap. I pay for this bike with Progressive $27 a month full coverage. Yeah, I think that's amazing. A pro for me is the size of the bike as well, me being very tall, and that's about it, about the specs and stuff. Now, let's go back to the dash. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, it does have a central stand. Yeah. This is the dash. We have a small indicators here. We have a digital speedometer. We have a analog tachometer. We have the power modes here. It's in full power mode. You can do low power mode, which is about 75% of the power. I always keep it in full. We have traction control, 1, 2, 3. 3 being the highest. 3 is for wet road and off-road use. That's what it says in the manual. 1 and 2 it's for street. We have outside temperature, engine temperature, and then we have the clock, of course, odometer, yeah, right, 1200 miles, trips. This is instant fuel consumption, average fuel consumption. Again, I wrote it a little sporty. I was very excited about it. And the range, which we would have to turn the engine on. It has an ABS, which I don't think you can turn off. Again, optional gear indicator, and that's pretty much it. Okay guys, so riding the Versys. The first thing you're gonna notice is when you get on the saddle, it's of course the position. It's very straight positioning, like an adventure bike. Very comfortable. The seat is very soft, wide handlebars. I cannot talk much about the windshield, the windscreen protection, because this is not the original windscreen. For my height, for 6'4", even this windshield with the extra thing over here still blows air, even on the maximum height, on the highest position, still blows air in my face. Now, power wise, it's got a lot of power, pretty good torque. You can leave it in 6th gear and just don't worry about it. If you're doing over 40 miles an hour, 6th gear is gonna take you out of the situation. Like now, it has plenty of power down low for a regular riding, or a touring riding. In my opinion, the gears are very short, and this is a downside. When talking about the gearing, I'm gonna change the front sprocket soon, and I'll keep you updated how that works. Another thing besides the gearing that's bothering me a little, and no, it's not the weight, although a lot of people complain about the weight of this bike. It's actually the distance between the foot pegs and the seat, basically, and my butt. Like, giving my height, I'm 6'4", the foot pegs are a little high. I wish they were lower so I can stretch my legs a little. It's not like a Tracer 9, because I saw one and sat on one like the other day, and that's extremely difficult for me to ride, like, because of the foot pegs. They're so high. Also, the seat on that bike was extremely hard. Like, this bike, it's 10 times more comfortable than a Tracer, like, as a comparison, in my opinion. Even though it's a heavy bike, you know, it still carries the weight pretty well, in my opinion. Like, it's agile enough. I don't think weight is necessarily an issue. Something you have to keep in mind, like, if you do have the saddlebags, not saddlebags, what do you call it, the side cases mounted, like we have here, you can only do 80 miles an hour. You should not exceed 80 miles an hour. At least that's what it says on it. They have a sticker. But yeah, I'm coming from a super sport, super bike background, and I'm not that old, but I kind of like done with those bikes. Is like, they're unrideable on the street. They're so uncomfortable, like, to the point that I was not enjoying them anymore. Like, I did some track days and stuff, you know, and I'm still considering buying like a track day toy. But as far as riding and enjoying my riding, you know, I think this is like an amazing bike, especially given my size. Again, 6'4" and about 215, 220 pounds. Oh yeah, now I just realized something. which I forgot to mention. The first response of the throttle, it's very jerky. Like the throttle is very jerky. You can like always have to be like a gear higher, not to jerk you basically. Any acceleration above 3000 RPM becomes extremely jerky, and I don't like that. Like second gear, I barely touch it and it snaps. Of course, this is the full power mode. Like you see here, you have two power modes. This is the full power mode, which is like 100% power and traction control of 1, but that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, so again, I think this is it's extremely smooth when it comes to riding. It rides so smooth, like nothing else. The exhaust is not noisy at all. It's really quiet. The category this bike could have improved is the brakes. Like the brakes feel very soft. Like the initial first bite of the brakes is not that good, in my opinion. But power, acceleration, everything is very good when it comes to like comfort, everything. I didn't ride this bike very fast. I probably did like a 130 miles pull. That was about it, but I'm not sure. I think it'll struggle to go like 150. You don't need to go that fast anyway. It's not a bike made for that, but I'm sure that once I change the front sprocket, it's gonna ride even better. Like it's gonna help with the jerk, it's gonna have longer gearing, the engine is gonna be more relaxed. Like I'm doing 6th gear now at 50 miles an hour, which by the way, 50 is probably like 2 miles off, and I'm having like 3000 RPM. If you go a little faster, yeah, at 80 you're probably doing over 5000, which is not ideal for this type of bike. So that's why I'm gonna change the sprocket. That was the first thing I noticed, the brakes and the gearing. The gearing being very short. But yeah, gearbox, it's extremely smooth, engine is smooth, everything is very good. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, hit like and subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know, and keep in touch. I'm gonna post another video once I change the front sprocket and keep you updated, like how difference did that make, what difference did that make. I'll see you guys.